Okay, Assalamu alaikum. So we are back with our Friday show, Trailblazers today, and I have another wonderful women with me today. Thank you so much, Shazia and Shaista, for being here. Our today's topic is on a very important pertaining issue in our society. Since this week was International Day for the Girl Child, and our topic is girl education and learning opportunities. In Pakistan, there is a huge gap of girls going to school in the primary level, in the secondary level, and in the higher secondary level as well. So, with this interesting topics, I would like to introduce my esteemed guest today. We have Shazia Ahmed with us, who is the CEO of Xpert Digital. How are you, Shazia?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me over. I feel truly
Thank
privileged.
you for taking out time and being with us. Assalamu alaikum, Shaista. How are you? Shaista is the CEO of Seed Ventures, and they both
Assalamu
come in with
alaikum.
diverse. Walaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you so much for being on the show. So we will start with Shazia, and she is going to share briefly her journey and the way she gained education to move forward, and then I'll come up with my first question.
All right. As Aisha told, my name is Shazia Ahmed and I'm CEO Xpert Digital. I am a proud mother of two beautiful kids. I hold a degree in computer science from University of Houston Clear Lake and a diploma in leadership principles from Harvard Business School. Um, I was raised in a small town of Saudi Arabia, and there were no schools for foreigners at that time. So I was homeschooled by my father. I completed my O levels, A levels, and intermediate all privately, which I passed with exceptional grades, and based on which I was offered a good scholarship from University of Houston. I am currently running operations of multinational digital transformation company, Xpert Digital. And within my role, I carry a vision to make Xpert Digital as the best digital transformation company in the world. I believe that education is the basic right of all the girls, which needs no debate. I also believe that there's no barrier to avail education for people who aim so, and the world is open and full of endless learning opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you. So, with your journey and your homeschooling, my question would be that in Pakistan at this point in time, the percentage of out of school girls is above 12 million. What do you think is the reason behind this?
While there are several reasons behind it, but I want to highlight two major reasons: mindset of our society and poverty. Talking about mindset, unfortunately, people associate financial investment against financial returns. They reason that if girls don't have to step out and earn and run their families, why to spend on their education? What they fail to understand is that ability to learn and write, add and subtract, use technology is required to carry out day-to-day tasks and for overall awareness, which cannot come without education. This is the need and not something optional that has to be debated. Second major reason is poverty. Poverty for not having enough to afford education. And in cases where parents have limited funds, they prefer their son's education over their daughter's education, which is again due to the mindset. If that answers your question.
I agree. It has very much to do with the mindset, and parents generally prefer in the stratas that we have in our society. Fathers would prefer to send boys to school so that they could set up their income streams as they grow older, and girls are generally considered a burden. And a lot of young girls with good dreams are forced to sit at home, which is very sad. And in the public schools, this is what we've been facing majorly. There are a lot of other avenues which can open for them, but Uh, what can we do? So, Shaista, my second question would be from you, considering your rich experience. Uh, how do you think private sector can play a role in creating awareness on girl education?
Okay, thank you, Aisha. I'll just quickly give a brief introduction to Seed Ventures, and then I'll go on to address your
Yeah, sure.
question. So, Seed Ventures is a social impact ecosystem development organization, and we develop social impact solutions and sustainable finance solutions to promote and support social entrepreneurship in Pakistan. And we work across four portfolios, that is children, youth, women, and marginalized communities. And the in each portfolio, our objective is to create transformational change at an individual, community, institutional, and systemic level. Now, coming to your question in terms of how the private sector can play a role in creating more awareness around uh, girls' education, they can. What one important thing to understand here is that we have to think of education as not only as what is happening within the school um, बिल्डिंग या एक स्कूल की बाउंड्री के अंदर जो हो रहा होता है coming considering to where the world is moving and the fact that some of the fundamental problems with women or girls and what makes them most vulnerable is a lack of mobility or a lack of access is कि accessibility create करने की बेहद ज़रूरत है on different platforms and to create awareness. एक तरफ जहाँ आपका पब्लिक स्कूल सिस्टम इज नॉट एबल टू सर्विस क्वालिटी एजुकेशन और आउट ऑफ स्कूल चिल्ड्रन का रेशियो भी बहुत है इस मुल्क में. दूसरी तरफ यह है कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर सर्विस कर रहा होता है उस गैप को, लेकिन वो इंक्लूसिव नहीं हो पाता बिकॉज देयर फी स्ट्रक्चर. सो वी डेफिनेटली नीड टू स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट डिफरेंट मेथडोलॉजीज जिसकी अंदर ये है कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर पार्टनरशिप्स क्रिएट की जाए विद द डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर या पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप्स create हों जिसमें we start to look at other aspects or other tools of how you can create awareness or create access of education to for girls. So for instance, आप financial literacy या mathematical skills की बात करते हैं, this is not sort of restricted to within the schools. We need to come up with models and digital models whereby accessibility to these methodologies and accessibility to digital means of education is created for girls because mobility is an issue for them. और इसमें ये वो जगह है जहाँ public private partnerships जो हैं वो create होंगी. इसी तरीके से I think it is important that the private sector gets together and improves the quality of education that is being extended right now in the public schools in Pakistan. School system में है वो फिर increase होगी. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So we need to sort of look at education beyond the school wall. We need to look at
Definitely.
beyond the conventional model, and the private sector needs to get involved. वो sustainability और CSR और different चीज़ों में या उसको accessibility नहीं है या इसका issue है. बहुत सारे मसाइल हैं ना आप क्या उसको सिक्योरिटी नहीं मिलती अगर वो स्कूल जा रही है, उसके रूरल एरियाज में घर से इतना दूर है, the chances of her getting raped or molested or being a victim of violence
Are very high. You're right.
pretty high.
It's a pertaining issue.
Similarly, is discouraged करती, right? So there are so many. I think फूल खड़ा करने के लिए भी बहुत सारे लोग हैं. देना और ये assume करना कि this will solve the problem will not solve the problem. The private sector, if they're really interested in giving back to society, they should look at the root cause of the problem. Access, sanitation, क्या कहते हैं, basic mobility issues, ये सारी वो वजूहात हैं जिसकी वजह से बच्चियां घर से निकल support to families, thereby encouraging them to you. एक और चीज़ जो ज़रूरी है वो ये है कि मास कैंपेन्स रिक्वायर्ड हैं माइंडसेट चेंज करने के लिए कम्युनिटी का, यू नो लाइक शाज़िया was saying कि अच्छे घरों की बात ही और होता है, लेकिन मकसद ये कि माइंडसेट चेंज करने की ज़रूरत है, राइट? सो यू नीड टू चेंज द
आप, your voice is breaking.
narrative. I'm saying, the media has a big responsibility. And if you look at the trash that is, in the name of entertainment, that is propagated on your channels, they either talking about marriage or they're talking about a woman she's a victim on marriage, and as if there is no other aspiration. तो आप role models तो देखें ना कि आप क्या create कर रहे हैं. तो अगर आपने उसको एक डब्बे में बंद कर दिया है लड़की को कि वो इसके अलावा ना कुछ सोच सकती है, ना उसकी जिंदगी में कोई और एस्पिरेशन हो सकती है, तो ये नंबर तो फिर कभी भी कम नहीं होगा. Your narrative दिखा ही नहीं सकता. It's not talking about this problem. Do you see it anywhere on any channel that they're actually talking about this impact on the national economy eventually? Nobody's talking about it.
Yeah.
So that's the role the private sector has to play. It has to wake up and it has to see.
You're right. Yeah. So I will agree with the part where you're saying that we need to consider education beyond the four walls of the school and look of the different other opportunities and avenues we can create for girls, so that at least we can work on their skill development, confidence building, communication skills. So my next question would be from you, Shazia. I'd like to ask, engaging girls in skill development activities in sports is an integral part in today's world. What sort of an impact can it create on Pakistan's economy if we are utilizing the skills of our young girls?
Yeah, so see, women play a critical role in driving economic development of a country. Any kind of skill development in girls will definitely help them become part of country's workforce. If you see, current Pakistan population is around 226 million, out of which 40% are either below 14 years or above 65 years. So this means we have a total workforce of 60%. Out of 60%, we have around 50% of females. And if we exclude them, we end up with 30% of total workforce, which is a huge burden to the country's economy. So skill development will increase female employment, which is actually the main driving force of the economic growth of a country. If that answers the question.
Yes, we definitely need to work on skill development. So, considering your extensive experience and your education, which skills would you think are important and should start at an early age?
See, in my opinion, it completely depends on your interest. I do not rate one skill over another. It just depends on your personal interest. If you are learning technology or something like cooking or baking, it's equally beneficial if you're interested, if you can excel in that field. So it doesn't really matter. It has to be a skill and it has to be something you're interested in. So, yeah, any
So
kind of
I
interest basically. Yeah.
So I think I feel that there is a huge gap when it comes to skill building. There is a huge opportunity for even the private sector to invest, and we need to start working on enabling or teaching communication skills, whereby we also include career counseling, help them communicate how to make best usage of internet, the age of technology we are in. So what do you think about these major areas?
No, I think absolutely right. We have to use different mediums to enhance their skills, and be it any skill. I think we need to use different awareness programs and different workshops. So we have to conduct different workshops, so different programs which will help them to develop their skill set.
Since you're based out of Pakistan, so how is it? How's the education sector in your city? How does it support girls? How does it support uh, the inclusion of skills in curriculum and all of these things?
Actually, I'm not based out of Pakistan, but I keep traveling to Pakistan, and I have my training and development center here, and I do interview and I do hire people in my team. So, coming to the educational system, yes, it has to be, Aisha, it has to be a collective effort. The quality of educational system has to improve in order to generate more competent resources, which is currently missing. If we talk about an employer, we only shortlist few universities from where we are going to hire, because there's a
So right.
huge gap. There's a huge gap. So the educational system, the educational institutes have to play their role in improving the quality and teaching those skills, so that to ensure that they are generating competent resources.
This hiring from a certain tagged universities is already a problem, I feel, at times, because a lot it discourages really good talent to reach out to even apply, because we have this thought process के नहीं, फलाना कंपनी जो है वो फलानी यूनिवर्सिटी के बच्चे लेती है, whereas other universities do have talented young bright individuals coming up with really good skill set. And I have been interacting with a lot of students, and I find them in this complex, I should say, or this is just like maybe that's how our industry practice has been.
एक्चुअली इसमें उनका कसूर तो है ही नहीं ना, आई मीन मुझे उनका कसूर तो लगता नहीं है. इट्स बेसिकली द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ एन एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट to
Definitely.
cover all those areas and to make sure that they are teaching the right skills, and to ensure that they are able to work towards getting a good jobs.
Yeah, completely
And yes,
agree.
you're right, that complex is there, and I think we need to cover that gap, and the educational institutes need to play their role in there.
I actually feel companies also need to be more flexible while hiring, and they can, rather than just stamp of from a particular university, they can probably be more talent centric and also hire on the basis of the skill set of a person rather than from which university he or she belongs.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Shaista, can you hear me? I think you're not audible, so Shazia will move on to the next question. This is something really important. How can the parents be educated to allow girls to complete basic education?
See, as I mentioned earlier, it's more of a mindset that needs to be changed, and mindset of not only the parents but also the mindset of the society. There are cases where even though parents are willing to educate their daughters, but they don't due to society's pressure. So we need to run more awareness programs to educate and encourage parents to allow girls to complete basic education.
And while we run massive awareness campaigns, so see, uh, as the gender gap is growing in schools, we not only need to just run awareness campaigns, we also need to create more avenues and opportunities where parents are more confident to let their girls go in and study. And how do you think our local community can play a role in this?
See, to bring change, it has to be a collective effort. Be it industry, be it NGOs, be it private sectors, educational institutes, or our local community. Everyone has to play their role. See, industry needs to provide equal employment opportunity irrespective of gender. Private sectors needs to provide more learning opportunities and affordable education to girls. Educational institutes should provide quality education to make sure they're generating competent workforce. NGOs should run awareness programs to educate and change overall mindset of people and encourage parents to educate their daughters. And last but not the least, local community should also play their role by discouraging child labor and volunteer more towards awareness programs for girls education and also run workshops for skill developments.
So, since you are running a digital solutions company and you are at a leading position, so how many women do you have in your team, or does your company support women inclusion? What are your aspirations, and how do you plan on to play your part or from your company's part into it?
See, absolutely. I also feel responsible and want to play my part. I do give special preferences, even if their skill set is not what we require. I do appreciate and I do give them opportunities. In our company, we also give we have an initiative of trainee graduates programs where we hire fresh graduates and train them on certain skills and build their skill set based on which they can start working. So I am playing a role, but I see there's a lot of gap because I'm coming from a technology background and running a technology company. So I see there is a lot of deficit of I think female IT graduates, or if even if there are female IT graduates, they don't pursue their careers in IT. They rather choose other fields because they think coding is very hard. So I think a lot of time a counseling was also required, that it's not only coding, it's being innovative, it's more than that. So counseling and training and giving them a safe environment, it's all it has to be a lot of areas which will encourage and which will help them and motivate them to play their role and be part of the workforce.
You're right. There are more women coming in the IT sector. There are more women-led startups coming in into this sector, as compared to earlier times when there are very few women in technology sector. So, except for coding and everything being hard, what do you think is the prime reason of lesser women becoming software engineers, technicians, and stepping into this field?
I think the mindset, they think that I think programming or it's all about coding, and that's why they change. And also I think the our culture, if you see there, if they have to earn a 4-year degree program, they would prefer to be enrolled in mbbs because they are in demand. I think, though they don't work, but yes, a doctor girl is very much in demand and very much respected and needed. So yes, that is there, a mindset is there, plus I think interest is also there. And yeah, I think these are a few of the major factors. If I have a position in my company for a software developer, if I get 10 resumes, out of 10 hardly one a female candidate. So I like ask, where are where are girls, where are those female IT graduates? So there is a huge gap there.
Oh my God, 1:10 ratio is something we really need to work on. Girls, we have someone from the IT sector with us today. Please apply and see. This is the problem that, and I was also researching on the startup industry. So then आज कुछ साल पहले we had very few startups in the fields of IT, technology, data, artificial intelligence. We would see very few girls coming up with their own ideas, and even graduating into these fields is also something novel, I believe. जैसे अभी lately um, IBA was, I believe, introducing data science or something like this, and I was just wondering. I hope a lot of women apply for this program. I hope this improves. Hi, Shaista, can you hear us? We cannot hear you actually. Your voice is breaking up. So, coming back, so Shazia, is there any message you'd like to give out to the girls? Is there anything you feel has been an integral part of your journey, your education journey, your homeschooling? You can even highlight. There must be young mothers watching us who are at home, trying to homeschool their children. So, is there something you'd like to say out?
Yes, see, being homeschooled, I had to go through a lot of pressure, but the message is like, there is no excuse and there's no barrier. If you actually want to avail education, there is no barrier, right? You can. There are various ways. I was homeschooled. I had a lot of pressure. I had to work extra hard, but I made a difference. The message that I want to convey here is like, getting education is the basics, is the need. And this needs no debate. I mean, we don't have to debate whether they should or they should not. I mean, it's the need, it's the basics, like, so, and it's the right of all the girls to get basic education. So, yeah, that's what my message is for all the girls. And I personally live my life by make your lives a masterpiece. You only get one canvas. So go, girls, and make a difference.
Yes. So I will end on the similar note as well. Go girls, make a difference. And there's a fair share of trouble in everyone's life. Everybody faces problems, everybody faces issues. And the only thing to get you going is to start. Take a step, step one. Learn, just like Shazia was saying. Oh, we have Shaista back.
Hi, can you guys hear me? I am
Hi,
so sorry.
yes, we can hear you.
I am having the worst internet day, and you can imagine.
No problem.
I do
So
work.
I'll come to you quickly.
Sure.
So, like, my question would be from you: how can the industry, NGOs, community, and media play a pivotal role in this?
separately. देखिए NGOs का ये है कि we sorry I have a toddler who's crying. Can I just take that? Apologies. I'll just be back.
No problem. I myself feel कि तालीम हासिल करना मुश्किल है. At times career में choices बनाना, just to think which way to go to is also difficult. But I very, very strongly feel one needs to keep fighting up. The spirit to fight is has to be there to continue. And I am looking forward to all the young girls who are watching us, to all aspiring graduates who are watching us. Take some inspiration, and just like Shazia said, like your life is a masterpiece. Continue, struggle, and you will be there. What do you think about this? I sometimes feel कि जो career ladder है, when you graduate, you start working, then life completely changes. And sometimes young people get, a lot of people come to me as well, they get really overwhelmed by basic issues that they face. They're unable to get along with the office, the systems that they are into. So, what would you suggest to all these young bloomers who are joining the industry?
See, these challenges are for everyone, be it a girl or a boy, right? It's not limited to only girls. Even boys feel challenges. Yes, women, when they step out of the house, they have to, I think, fight two battles, one outside and one at home. They have to play different roles, and they have to keep a balance between all the roles. So it gets a bit more challenging for women, maintaining all those roles. Be good as a mother, be good as a wife, be good in the office. But without these challenges, you cannot make a difference. These challenges will come, but you have to overcome and make a difference and play your role in in making an impact. And that's what my message is for everyone. These challenges are there, these challenges will be there, but our role is, yes, to face those challenges, which will make us stronger, and we will ultimately make a difference together.
Yeah, definitely. So, thank you so much for being with us, Shazia. I'll have to end here. It was very good knowing you and very good talking to you on the show. Thank you, all of you who have joined us today. And I am looking forward to meet you again next Friday, same time, 8 o'clock, with another set of wonderful women with us. And as my guest said, keep making a difference, keep trying, and you will shine. Thank you so much, Shazia. Thank you, everybody, for being there. See you next Friday.
Thank you for inviting me over. Have a
Thank you,
lovely weekend.
Shazia.
Bye.
Same here. Bye bye.